Peace to the gods and the earths.
Peace to the gods.
Welcome to your next episode of I So Bloom, a place where growth gets real, healing isn't linear, and emotional intelligence takes center stage. My name is Mario Reyes, and they say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I got my brothers with me, Mr. Chris Classic. I'm gonna pass the
Yes,
Labradorite?
Sir.
Labradorite?
Labradorite.
The meteorite?
Labradorite.
Labradorite.
Meteorite.
Labradorite.
Labradorite. That's
you
right,
know
brother.
I got problems with.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Thank you, brother.
No, you
I
don't.
love that. My brother said, let's get it right.
It's a brother, Jamel Shelton,
Peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Dr. Curtis Jasper,
Yes, sir. Glad to
Peace,
be here.
peace, peace.
letting y'all know that no matter what you're going through in life, there's always room to grow. So bloom. I'd like to introduce our special guest, Brother Lou.
Yes, sir.
How are you
In the
today,
building,
sir?
Brother Lou.
Man, I'm amazing today, man, to be here with you, Kings, to be on I So Bloom. It's a beautiful day, Kings. I am happy to be in this beautiful alignment with
Yes,
such
sir.
beautiful energy. Yeah, some Kings that I really love and appreciate, and I love seeing you all do your thing. So this gives my heart great pleasure to be here with you all today.
Appreciate
Listen.
that, man.
Yeah, peace and blessings to the King.
Today's conversation is about nature. And Brother Lou just led us in a breathing meditation to start. It's how we anchor ourselves before every good conversation at Undugu. And I'm so glad to have that energy in the building right now with the two founders of
Oh,
Undugu.
man.
I don't want that to be remiss in any capacity.
Yep.
For nature,
Many
Brother Chris Classic throwing the linen.
Yeah. I had to
Hey, I love that.
Yeah, you
Indeed,
see,
King.
You see me, I got my flowers on,
I
you know what I'm
see it,
saying?
King.
I had to drop
I
the
see
hair,
it.
I
I
drop the
see
top. You know what I'm saying?
Bun out.
Take the bun out, you know
And I
what
like
mean?
and I like this bracelet piece.
Thank
King.
you, sir.
I'm seeing some
this is an ember from Africa.
ember from Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful, King.
And
Yeah.
I want to start, like, where do we start with nature? How about this?
Yes, sir.
I like the bike ride, and I refuse to get an in-home bike because it's something magical every time I hit the Silver Comet Trail.
Yeah.
I get into a meditative state of
Oh,
just
man.
riding my bike, and I've done several for 44. I did 44 miles.
Peace to the 44.
Piece of the 44, and I accidentally, kind of intensely, I went to Alabama one time on my bike from Atlanta.
Accidentally.
And terrified my wife, like, what are you doing out there?
Deep meditative state.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want you to introduce, why did you pick this topic, Brother Lou?
You know, I picked nature, man, today because nature means so much to me, King. You know, like my practices, my spiritual practices are really grounded in nature. You know, when I got out and started initially doing yoga and meditation, I was really out in nature. Yeah, when I first started doing it, I was in Bali, Indonesia. And Bali, Indonesia,
How long ago was this?
this was in 2017 when I first went to Bali. I ended up being there off and on from 2017 to 2018 and till I came back into the country again. I was in Bali, Indonesia, man. And in Bali, Indonesia, you walk down the street, there's incense placed along the sidewalk. There's, you know, temples that this brother, you know, he just showed me a picture before we jumped on. Temples that just kind of come out the street, more incense, trees that are part of, you know, everything. You know, they may be hovering over the street. And this is the first place that really, man, I started learning how to breathe and tap into nature at a different frequency. Yeah.
Now, I mean, like I made reference of it, but I want to really drive it home that you brothers' relationship, how long have y'all known each other?
We met in 2009,
2009, 2010, I would say that's where it all began.
Okay.
Yeah, like the hip hop story goes,
Yeah,
right? It's like that's where it all started. at Toastmasters.
Toastmasters.
Okay.
Yeah, of all places. We both were there to work on some personal development, to polish our public speaking skills, not for anything major,
Just to be better.
just to be better men.
And what we didn't realize is we really needed each other then. And it wasn't until we started getting into conversations and really learning about where we were in life at that moment that I really realized, like, damn, I really need this brother. I think we had a few things that were parallel. I think we got married right around the
We
same
did
time.
same year, 2008. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And at that time, I didn't have a friend, right? Like someone I can call and just be honest with. I was going through a lot of things. Just got married, so a lot of my friends weren't married. And I think I initially just said, man, bro, that's a nice hat you got on.
He did.
And
That's
literally
how it
just
all
that one
started.
comment led to a lifelong relationship with this new
Wow.
brother.
Well, I'm curious. What did you do prior to that? Like around 2009,
Yeah.
2010. What was your?
It's a beautiful question.
What did you
King.
do? What
I
was
was a teacher.
You was a teacher.
Yeah, I
can see
started
that.
teaching in Atlanta public schools and, around 2000, right that no child left behind time, And I was a teacher for 12, 13 years here. This brother called me on my last day of teaching here. It's funny too. I was on my way to California, to San Diego, and I was really just on I was like, man, I want to get out into that nature, right? Like going out to Cali. And this brother called me on my last day of teaching, Mario, and he was like, are you ready? It was like a rites of passage kind of phone call, though, right? Like, because it was a jump off, right? And we had only known each other for a couple of years at that point. But we had, we had deep dived into conversations. He and I had deep dived into marriage life, black man life. We had sat, man, and just had deep conversations.
And still didn't even really know each other then.
Didn't know each other, but when he called me though, on my last day of teaching, right, in 2013, I'm on my way to Cali. He said, "Are you ready?" I was like, "Ready? Yeah. Yes, sir, I am. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to take that leap." We had talked about it for years, and I think he had did it himself already with the business.
Yeah.
And it was my turn now to take that leap, man, a leap of faith. And I was headed out to Cali. I've been connected to water, man. I think Brother Kurt might connect with this, man. Growing up on Lake Michigan, right? It's kind of like, it's something about that water that calls me in too, right?
I'm of an island people. I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I love the water.
Yeah.
It just calls my spirit in, right? So Lake Michigan, man, I got family in Chicago, but Milwaukee, we share that lake.
Yeah.
And it was something, man, really beautiful about going out to that lake and, doing yoga, doing meditation, taking this is me now in this state now. But when I was growing up as a kid, I don't think I took advantage of that, man. Yeah, it was only that trip to Bali. I bring it right back to where you started. That trip to Bali really opened up my eyes in terms of the expansion of what nature could bring us, our biologically. The natural biomes of the world bring so much peace, calming energy to us. And just tapping into it, just going and sitting by it.
Well, based on my
Yeah.
statistics,
Yeah.
it goes. I said it correctly. That
I like it.
being in nature itself could reduce your cortisol levels
Absolutely.
at least 16%.
Indeed.
That's an immediate transformation in your body on a molecular level.
Indeed.
So I've heard for lack of a better term, the origin story
Sure.
of Undugu
Yeah.
a lot.
Sure thing.
I want to really get past that initial part of your beautiful wife
Indeed.
treating you to that trip. But now I want to go into when y'all were there.
Yeah.
What were those conversations like? How did nature play a part in that? I know it's the unspoken fabric that we could even attest to in our retreats with Undugu. So please.
So I'll say this. When I got that call from the brother's wife, and, he'll attest to this, although we didn't call it a retreat, Brother Mario, that's what it actually became. It was a retreat. It was our initial retreat, and I think it was another brother that brought it up to me. I think this brother got a total of about 4 to 5 hours of sleep
In days of being
in about 4 to 5 days. Really, I mean, like, we got pictures of the brother falling asleep, trying to sit up, but it was so many conversations. And I'll say that, respectfully, we had known each other at that time
for maybe
8 years, 9 years.
about 9 years.
So when he came,
Always had good conversation.
always good conversations, always good vibes, always elevating, always uplifting, always encouraging, always black man to black man, like really just iron sharpening iron, So when he came to Bali, I saw a different version of my brother, right? And I hope you don't mind me sharing.
Please.
I felt he felt a little depleted, like he had been running, right? You understand? Is that accurate? He was depleted, like, and usually, we see each other, we are, iron sharpening iron. This is my brother to be like, yo, man, like the speech you gave was great. Now let me elevate it. Let's, So as I see him now, I see him a little depleted. I see him a little low on energy, right? But when he tapped in, though, we started very simply, like with conversations around, we're staying in a villa, and these conversations, I think him even dropping his initial bags was representative of these conversations that we were having, because I don't even know if he unpacked the bag. Right. Follow me now.
No, I'm rocking.
Right? He wasn't unpacking the bag. He just set the bags down, right? The heaviness of the bags being set down, right? And then we started having these transformative conversations at the table, like, soul questions, I like to say we do some soul gazing. These glasses are not always on, so sometimes when they're off, I get to do the soul gazing. So we're asking each other questions like, how can we be better? How can we be better for the next generation?
But not only that, we were asking more internal questions.
What
is it like you going through, your divorce, right? And what happened in our childhood, and how we are today based off of our childhood experiences. And I always say, while I had known you for 89 years around that time, it was the first time I ever spoke to a black man the way that we were speaking to. I mean, really, like completely removing our armor, man. Like I had never been in a conversation, even with you or anyone else, that was just so intentional about pulling out more. Y'all keep talking about me, the wise counsel, and but this brother was asking me some questions that I didn't have the answer to, and I really had to sit with where I was in life and what I wanted from life when I got back into the States. And it was just something that I had never experienced talking to a black man, because we've always been chill. We all been told, keep these emotions, keep it close to your chest, right? You can't talk about these things. And in that moment, man, or those days, and literally, I mean, we weren't sleeping. We were talking imagine going to a Ndugu for 17 hours at a time. Indeed. Literally, I mean, we were talking for hours and hours and hours and hours, getting a few hours of sleep. I might go to go inside the town and check out a few things, come back, hours and hours, and it felt like it was a release of emotions that I had no idea that I was even carrying at that time. And
do you think that with the noise of Atlanta and the city, or in America in general, is it possible to have that kind of conversation there?
That part.
Or was it something about being
that part
in an environment that is so sincere in its natural state?
Yeah, that part. So I'll jump in here and say it was the first time that I had been able to breathe like this for myself. So I felt that when another brother like my, close, 100 grand, he would come and also feel the shedding of that weight, the releasing of like that heaviness, and be able to, what I say, we have some very raw, naked, and vulnerable conversations, because as he said, I had gone through a divorce. You know, I had gone through some real life traumatic experiences. So when you came, that was after the surgery too, right?
Absolutely.
It was a lot of things that was like a new lease on life, right? And they were soulful questions, like introspective too. And a lot of times I would, we would have these conversations, and then I would say, hey man, go and take a walk now, bro. Like walk in nature, go walk in the market, go witness the people, go in, and then we come back. And that was it was like that contrast.
But even walking walking through the village, right? Just seeing people slow down, right? We live in a society where everything is off to the next thing. And being in that space where people were just breaking that 2-3 o'clock, like, and it was nothing. Like it was literally feeling like I was in a whole nother world, man. It really was.
As busy and bustling as it could be, like Ubud could get very busy, right? But then there's this calmness, right, in the rice terraces, and he could walk the rice terrace, and I could feel him also feeling like a king and a giant too, because that was also where out in nature in that rice terrace, you were having conversations about like expanding, right, globally, starting to think about the global perspective, and it was just like, man, it was so many parts to it. Or also seeing my brother pull up for the self-care, right, out in nature.
Yeah.
Right?
You heard that year?
Yeah,
that was
forgetting about that
reminiscent.
part, right?
He just got transported back.
Yeah,
No, Jamel, you're here. Right.
There was a place right in the rice terrace. I think we took you over there.
Yeah, the
right?
massages.
Yeah,
in
like
the
a
rice.
Turkish bath. You know what I mean? Just right off in the rice terrace with the Balinese masseuse. It was like, it was self-care. It was self-inquiry, self-exploration, him tapping back into the inner child. Like those are the things that I was discovering about myself on the journey. And I'm
It's
like,
almost like nature introduced you to being natural.
Yeah.
Your natural self.
Reintroducing you back to yourself.
So I just want to pause
Please
for
do.
a second.
Yeah.
And just kind of give some perspective and some permissions, if that's okay.
Absolutely, Ken.
So,
Please.
Just American culture, and I would say in the black community, we as men have accepted the notion of girls' trips. Right?
Speak, King.
There are movies about it.
Yeah.
In which they get to enjoy their camaraderie,
Indeed.
the nuances of what it is like to be a black woman in their respective
Indeed.
conditions.
Indeed.
And those trips allow them to be themselves, to feel empowered by the support,
Yes, sir.
whether that's emotional or what have you.
Indeed.
So to speak, getting to let their hair down and to just be. And as a married man, the idea of my wife going on a girls' trip seems very natural, seems very normal, seems very necessary for her if you have empathy on what she does on a daily basis.
Yes, indeed. Blessings on the Queen.
But the idea of a guy's trip
Indeed. Yes, sir.
for these purposes
Yes, sir. Yeah.
isn't normalized enough.
Yeah.
Speak to that.
And typically, these guys' trips, if you are not married, involve some sort of
Shenanigans.
lower nature,
Shenanigans.
right?
Yeah.
It's lower
Indeed.
nature.
Lower nature. Lower vibration.
Yeah, it's lower nature.
Yeah. Cool.
But I don't think it is normalized
Indeed.
for married men or fathers or
Ashe.
men who prefer women.
Or just care about purpose.
No. I'm just saying, right?
Indeed,
That's cool. I'm just saying about some of the stigmas behind not going.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I just want to be very clear that in this year of 2025,
Yes, sir.
if you need permission to spend time with your brothers or the people you consider brothers, the people you can learn from,
Yes,
the people you can share with, if no one's given you permission, take this as permission for you to travel
Indeed.
the globe.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Or if you can't afford the globe at the time, it just might be another part of your state.
It's cool.
Or your county.
Indeed.
But just spend some time with your brothers.
Absolutely, King.
It's really, really important.
Yeah.
Show this to your significant other. Let her understand the importance of it and the value of it. Ask her to put herself into your shoes and think about how much a girl's trip would help her, and tell her you need the same.
I think it's also worth noting that it was my wife who set that up, right? They went behind my back and set up everything. I literally woke up on my 40th birthday. It was so crazy to bring it back. Days before that, I had signed one of the biggest deals to date with Just Add Honey, right? And so all the things were going right for me externally.
Right.
But internally, I was suffering, bro. I remember that night, I went to bed, I cried myself to sleep going on my 40th birthday because my mindset was like, damn, I just got this big deal. I only got a brother I can call and like go out and celebrate with, right? And I remember Brandy calling me, like, can you pick up some things from the store? And so like in that moment, I felt like I wasn't valued. I did all these things that I wasn't valued. The following morning, Brandy woke me up. Brandy, the kids woke me up about 4 o'clock in the morning. Surprise. She had my passport, had money.
She was ready.
I got in touch with Lewis. You're heading out there. And
She got me on
I wanted to
the
note that because I think we were talking about it in the back. It's difficult. I find it difficult sometimes for me to take care of myself, spend money on myself. And so if it wasn't for Brandy, I know I would have thought of 1,000 other reasons why not to go. This money could have go to something else, right? And so I give my wife heavy pride because she's a traveler. So she understood, what her husband was going through. She noticed a change in me, and she knew that this would be good to and for my soul. So I give her heavy props on.
Round of applause for the missus.
Indeed.
Blessing.
Because without her,
Shout out on all the queens.
I got to add on to that because I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge what my queen just did for me on my 44th birthday. This is like 44. I've been thinking about this year since I was a little boy. You know, I'm from Section 4 in Co-op City.
44.
I was born November 4th. Like 4 is my number.
Yeah.
Turned 44, and I made a promise to myself at 30 I was gonna take myself to the Galapagos Islands because it just fascinated me. Like that's where Darwin studied evolution. They got the big turtles that's been alive for 500 years. They got penguins in the same place as sharks. Where's that? You know, it's not normal. So I talked about it. Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
Galapagos.
Chanel got me that.
Man, blessing.
As a man, like I know you need this for your soul.
Absolutely.
Like this isn't about
Blessings.
me or the kids. And she knows that if left up to my own decision making, I'll always prioritize somebody and something else ahead of myself.
Absolutely.
And
That's beautiful.
I haven't left yet, but
That's beautiful.
I think you've just made me determine the date.
Yeah.
So thank y'all.
Please.
Thank you, Bo.
I say this with all respect, and I appreciate what you added, Brother Classic over there. That's some classic wisdom right there. I would often, say to people, we can look at all of the things in our closets, man, but get them stamps in the passport. Yeah, those experiences, that exposure, that's an education in itself.
You speak about education.
Yeah.
They said that another statistic that I researched is that children spend up to 50% less time outside now, and nature is shown to increase ingenuity, lower ADHD, and allow them a freedom and reduce depression in all respects by a minimum of 20%.
Wow.
So do y'all remember, when we were kids, we spent so much time out in nature?
It was punishment.
It was, right? It was but don't come home before the street lights. That was our indicator. But it was we was outside.
And we were also healthier.
We were healthy, Kurt.
Overall,
Right.
collectively.
Thank you, brother.
I'll never forget. There was a moment. I had a best friend, and he's still a great friend. I love him. Actually, I told him this story almost as I felt bad about it. But we used to read comics and play video games in his house, and his parents were kind of always on him, so they wanted him to stay in the house. They didn't want him outside. So we were playing Mortal Kombat one day, and I look outside, and I swear to God, it just felt like everybody was in the courts. Like the whole block was in the courts. I was like, yo, let's go upstairs.
Street party.
And he was like, nah,
block
let's stay
party.
up here. And I was like, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And seeing him later kind of like, that was like the split in our friendship almost. Because then I started just hanging out. I couldn't even consider like Mortal Kombat. Why would I play NBA Jam when I could live NBA Jam? You know what I'm saying? And it just, I just wish the kids understood what it's like. And it's about experience and exposure. Like, do you feel like you was exposed to like nature and whatnot growing up? Or do you feel like black men are in general?
It depends on where you grow up.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my son was born in Brooklyn. We moved to Jersey. His relationship with water was probably limited to crossing the Hudson River every day, going into New York to school.
Yeah, respect.
As opposed to, you know, me, I got to spend some, you know, time in Florida with family. I had an aunt who had a daycare in Pompano Beach, and so she would take her daycare kids to the beach and to the pool all the time. Pool is not necessarily, but you know, to the beach. And that's what I loved.
Yeah.
And even though I had a very structured religious, you know, household, we did take time to go out to Long Beach on Long Island, and, you know, we walk along the boardwalk or, you know, on the sand or whatever. So, you know, it just depends on where you grew up. You know, being outside, we would think, you know, once my mom got married to my stepdad, we went from, you know, the projects or the buildings on Terrace to a house where we had grass, right? Sure. And there was a backyard. You know what I'm saying? I threw a baseball at a tree. You know what I mean? Like, so there's definitely a difference in growing up in a super urban environment versus a suburban or rural.
Yeah, growing up in Co-op, Orchard Beach, nicknamed Georgia Beach, was like right there for us.
Right.
So we would just ride our bikes there. And I remember, like, I have friends that jumped off the bridge into the Hutchinson River, and we had to fish them out by the.
Wild.
Yeah, they was wild. They was wild.
So let me
Shout out
jump
to
in
Instant
though,
Rocket.
Please do.
because we can go down memory lane now. But
Indeed.
what's your relationship with nature now?
Ooh,
Right now.
I love it.
Right now.
So
Me
right-
personally, I mean,
yeah.
I got living proof. I'm outside 4 or 5
Indeed.
times a week.
It's the sauce.
Right?
too, yeah.
As a way of life, right? Anything outside of that is abnormal. And I do that just as a gift to myself.
Yes, sir.
Where do you go?
Anyway, I mean, I may go to a park, a stream. Like, I'm literally outside. Like, I have days off scheduled to go outside.
Oh, that's
One of them will be tomorrow.
That's
like,
beautiful.
I don't work on Mondays,
And-
so I actually front load my week.
Indeed.
By going outside, and I can attribute so much to that. So oftentimes we go down these memory lanes about what we're used to, right? But you know, I need to remind you, your children need to see it now. Because part of them indoors is on you.
Absolutely.
Let's be clear. They ain't buy no iPad.
Absolutely,
on their own,
bro.
Right? They laid across that bed with that iPad.
Because of your ass boy.
Because of you. right. And here's the deal, right? You text them in the other room, right?
That's right.
Like stuff. So there's not. My point for saying is the next best time to show our relationship with nature is like now.
Right now.
And
All
living
for
in
all of us.
Atlanta is
Right now.
perfect.
Yeah.
It is, brother.
But it has to be some intention because there's a lot of motion in this town.
Yeah.
But you know, to your point, if it ain't scheduled, it don't exist.
Yeah.
It's
If it ain't scheduled, it don't exist. You have to put it on the calendar.
That's beautiful.
What I love about here is that you could go 2 hours, 3 hours in any direction and be in a dramatically different ecosystem.
Certain.
Like whether it be the Little Grand Canyon of Georgia,
Certainly.
Providence State Park, Chattanooga, where they got natural streams that look like you're out of the country. to-
Well, Atlanta has more public parks than most cities.
Absolutely.
And they have more trees than most urban
Oh, most
areas.
definitely.
So the mere fact, I did spiritual work when I first got here, and one of the gifts was you right where you're supposed to be.
Indeed,
nature
sir.
speaking, right? Even with the mountains,
Yeah.
and the air quality,
Everything.
and the trees. So Atlanta, you can go to Bali, or you can go to
you
your
could be
local
right
park.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
I like,
Take
I like
your
to
shoes
chase
off.
like
waterfalls. Like on Sundays,
Chase waterfall.
like especially during summertime. You could just Google it. Within the Atlanta metro area, probably about within 2 to 3 hours, there's at least 15 different dramatic waterfalls.
For sure.
Of those, at least 8 of them have decent swimming holes where you could just indulge, and those are the ones that are Googleable.
Yeah.
Once you get to like Tennessee and North Carolina, the locals out there, they have their own maps.
I love that.
That they don't put out there, and if you know, you know. That's how we stumbled across Chattanooga.
And I was going to say that, man. I remember, so last year we started going hiking and whitewater rafting with Ndugu, and it's nothing like seeing, 30 to 40 brothers experiencing nature as a collective. I remember Brother Sid, when we were driving down approaching Tennessee and saw these big mountains. And Sid is from Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And to see the childlike expression on his face,
The innocence.
oh my God, you see that mountain, like hold the steering wheel so I can take a video of it. Like it brought out the kid in all of it. I also remember us being inside that swimming hole.
Yeah.
And just there was a moment where I kind of looked, everybody was enjoying themselves. I'm like, damn, like this is black man joy right here. When's the
Talking about
last
taking off your armor? You can't swim with your armor
Removing
on.
your armor, indeed.
But it was like, when was the last time we all experienced this as a collective? And the other time is when we went whitewater rafting as a group, and just seeing just the natural smiles, not because we got money, not because of these other things, but because we're really tapping back into nature.
Yeah.
And it's something that
Now hold on, bro. Yo, we went whitewater rafting last year, right?
Yeah.
Now, first off, this is my first real time going whitewater rafting, and I did it 4 times in one summer.
Okay.
So that just lets you know how much I enjoyed
was on
it.
it.
Super dope.
But we went that second time. We went all the way up to the top, and the guy's like, y'all could jump out the raft, like just gonna be calm for a while. So mind you, there's about 15, 20 of us. We jump out the rafts, and there's trees coming out of the water. Like they're big trees, but they grow underwater. And all you just see is their branches. And we're coming down this like, it's like tunnel almost.
That's powerful.
And then you got the trees that are really big all the way out. And then on the far end, you see the
opens up.
mountains.
It's powerful.
And it was one of those times where the sun and the moon were out at the same time.
Oh, man.
And I was like, shit. Like, yo, where are, like, what is this, bro? I need whatever, if I could bottle this shit up, on some Yellowstone shit, y'all watch Yellowstone, they said wealth is realizing that if you had all the money in the world, this is what you would buy.
Indeed.
And
Indeed.
when you think about just enjoying the simple things in life, one time me and Chanel in Jamaica, and I thought about what it took to get there, all the hours you had to work, the flights, all the logistics. And all we wanted to do was play on a swing and sit on the beach.
Indeed.
and enjoy each other's company.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And eat a
simplest
pineapple or a mango or
Simplest
coconut.
pleasure. Yeah.
Right?
Simple pleasure.
And when you are sitting there, you realize you've convinced yourself you got to walk this rat race and go to war with the world and America in a much different way. When it's
Just need some time.
So I have a question. So we've been talking about outside nature.
Yeah. I appreciate
All
that.
right, Dr. Kurt.
Ooh.
What can we do to address and start working on our inside nature?
That's real good.
That's a
real
powerful
good.
question.
Yeah, that's real good.
Yeah, good question.
Classic. For starters, allow the sun to come in. Right? For starters, right? Make sure that there's no obstruction with the sun coming in.
That's good.
I get a complaint. My curtains are always open, right? My neighbors be like, "Hey," right? And then you could go to things like,
Why they say? Because you're walking around and you're in that nature state. We got kids, bro.
when you get 54, you do. Yeah. Look, every time.
Get you some sunglasses.
The other part is the other part is purifying the air through plants, right?
Indeed. Yes, sir.
So
Absolutely.
I've added that just to my living space in the last decade or so. Is adding plants and leaving all of the curtains and blinds drawn.
Indeed.
So I wake up right? The sun beats me up
Absolutely.
every morning, and I'm intentional about having living things around me in the form of plants. So that's how I bring it indoors.
Yep.
Right, and it's been a game changer. So thank you for asking that, bro.
Let me ask you, Lou. With you traveling to what, over 40 countries now?
46 now.
46 countries.
Yeah.
You said and a half?
46, right?
Oh,
I'm planning on 47 though for my 47th, born day. I want to be in Morocco.
Got you.
Yeah, but 46 countries now.
That's good, bro.
Thank
How has the different environments,
Yeah.
being out in nature with all of these countries you've been, how has that changed you, or what have you learned? Either from a cultural standpoint with the people there, or just from a personal standpoint?
So that's a beautiful question. I'm gonna tie in these last 2 points that I heard too, right? Dr. Kurt was asking about nature, like what are we doing now with nature? I think every time I travel and I have an experience with another country, I gain another respect for nature. And I try to incorporate those things as much as I can into my practices. Yeah, when I say practices, you talked about greeting the sun or the sun greeting you. I wake up early so that I can, enjoy the fullness of that sunrise. Right. I really do want to do my yoga. Like when they say sun salutations, I'm in my sun salutations as that sun is rising. Right. And a lot of these countries and these experiences have just informed me to really appreciate each and every experience, as Dr. Kurt was alluding to, not just out there in the countries, but right here.
Yes.
Every day. Wake up every day, greet that sun, get outside and go walking, I'm living in Grant Park, go and touch the trees and, put my feet in the dirt, you know what I mean? Take my yoga mat out there and do some moving meditation. I was talking to the sister before we jumped on about moving meditation.
Yeah.
I think you do a lot of moving meditation as you get up in the morning, really being intentional, man, about that, and I think the question that was asked about nature, right, our inner nature, beside the plants, because those plants do help us. I think our inner nature, right, our God nature, starts to get in tune with the universe too, right? As you start to move out with that sun and moon alignment and all that your God nature starts coming through too.
Absolutely.
Right? It's the God nature that that's the high vibrational thing that we when they say the higher self, we get into our God nature when we tap into nature like that.
Can you elaborate, not just for us, but for
absolutely
our viewer? When you say God nature, what do you mean?
When I say God nature, I'm talking about the creator in you. Right? You have that same, when we say we can co-create our reality, you are a co-creator with the ultimate creator. Right? So your God nature starts coming through when you start tapping into nature and you start tapping into the wisdom of the God things all around you. And your God nature starts coming through, the creator in you that goes, you know what, man, I got an idea today. Let me write that poem. Let me create that fragrance. Let me drop that word. Let me write that book. Let me, you know what I'm saying? The God nature starts creating and co-creating with you. And the universe starts conspiring with you when you get in that God nature.
I'm going to be honest too, bro.
Yeah.
When you said if you can't afford, if you can't afford to go to Bali per se, this country is big.
Indeed.
And beautiful.
Yeah.
I drove around the entire country for my 40th birthday.
Indeed, King.
White Sand Desert in New Mexico.
Blessing.
The Red Rocks in Sedona.
Indeed.
The Colorado Rockies. The Redwoods of San Jose.
Indeed.
All of these things are majestic.
Yes, sir.
And the administration recently just let go of all of the parks people.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to encourage everybody now, go check out Yosemite. Go check out
the sequoias.
That's number one on my bucket list.
Can't even get your arms around the tree.
You can't, bro, I'm 6'5" and I'm standing next to a tree that's 65 stories.
Indeed.
It's crazy.
Yes, sir.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And it's all in our backyard.
Respect.
Sometimes the backyard is You know what I mean? Like
Indeed.
that might be where you need to
Speak to
be.
a start.
For example, Brother Carlton, for example, at his former house, he had a greenhouse in his backyard.
Indeed.
And when he first built it, he was just like, "Yo, you gotta come check me out. Come check me out." So when we partook of the earth and had an incredible time building. You know what I'm saying? Like literally in his driveway, he had a basketball court. So there was some physical activity and we were able to sit in the shade, enjoy a little nature, take shoes off, put your feet in the dirt, in the grass. And it was just like, this is cool. Yeah. And I went home feeling recharged. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was different because even though at that particular time, my backyard was quite big, it's different when you're out there with your dog. It's different when you're out there with your kids. But when you have somebody else to relate to vent to,
absolutely,
it really was a game shifter. So finding your real spaces close to home are super important too. And not for nothing. If you take a leak in your yard, bro, there's something about it that is just like, it's very, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes when
like the dog peeing on the mine.
Yeah, so sometimes when I take Snoop out, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm peeing too. I'm peeing too.
I love it. Yeah.
I hate when I take 5 out and I poop.
I think it's important too to remember, especially as we talk to a lot of black men, to give ourselves permission to take that time off. For me, oftentimes I feel there's always something else for me to do, right? There's always for me another email, but like being intentional about shutting down my computer and just walking down my deck stairs and just being around the trees. Like no one's gonna say, Jamel, you got 5 minutes. Like we have to be insertive and intentional with taking that time for ourselves. If not, then I think for me, resentment sets in. Like, damn, everyone else seems like they're enjoying themselves, but like, damn, what's stopping you from enjoying yourself, Jamel? And so giving ourselves permission to enjoy what is free in our backyards.
And that's the beautiful part. It's free. Like we complicate everything so much, trying to recreate God's original design. We want to create buildings when we have trees. We want to chart stars.
God flow, 444.
We in the flow now.
Yeah, we are.
I just want to pause for that. Can we take a deep breath into that? At the 444.
Yeah, man.
So brothers with feelings.
Indeed. Brothers with feelings.
That's all us, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Where was I going with that? I forgot. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like you can't duplicate what God has already perfected. That's just the reality of it.
Absolutely, King.
And when you said that co-creation, I remember an episode. No, it wasn't even an episode. I think we was just chopping it up one day, and you was talking about the way you talk, that you look up to the sky.
Because I'm looking for it.
Looking for the words, right?
Man, that's beautiful, King.
And on the drive home, I told Chanel, I said, yo, that's when he's downloading. That's when he's connect, because he's already in observance with the creator.
Absolutely.
So they're co-creating together.
Yeah, absolutely. Channeling. It's being channeled through him. Right? Yeah, he could get out into nature. He can get out into his, and it could just channel it through him.
Sometimes you write the poem. Sometimes the poem writes you. Like,
indeed.
Because you're just the conduit.
Right.
We borrow that hand for a second.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
Man, one of the things that stuck out when I was doing my research was that indigenous people make up 5% of the world's population, but are responsible for the protection of 80% of the world's biodiversity. If we understand the way that these free, godlike experiences are under attack, whether it be through mining, whether it be through deforestation. Look at the wildfires in LA County. These these farmers for not cashews, not pecans, the pistachios. They own 80% of the water that's supposed to be naturally flowing through the state of California.
Wow.
80%.
Yeah.
80%.
Yeah, that's
And because it's privatized, they were able to decide which way to channel that water.
Wow.
So it went to farming for their pistachios instead of being readily available for the entire state. That's hoarding. That's
capitalism.
capitalism.
It's colonialism.
at its finest.
Yeah,
That's imperialism.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
I think like all of us here with this discussion about nature is super informative because a lot of times we are so used to being on the go.
Yeah.
And we don't really take the time to just slow down.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say thank you. Just even, as we were getting ready to begin recording, just the intentionality of setting the tone with your breath work, which for me, who is someone who has not practiced it, I felt the need to be quiet. And you didn't ask anybody to be quiet. You didn't ask anybody to lower your voice while I'm doing this. But it created a reverence because I understood that it was spiritual.
Appreciate it.
Right? And so it's just like, when you go into a restaurant the other night when we, sat and broke bread, we held hands and prayed in a crowded restaurant because we were above the noise. Right? But it just in this space, as you were doing it, I felt the need to be silent. And so I just wanted to say that was a key to me, that it was highly spiritual, what you were doing for yourself, but you were also doing it for the room. So, I just want to say thank you.
I appreciate that, bro. And that's the same reverence, really, that I had as I was walking those streets of Bali. It's the same reverence that I have now when I walk any streets, wherever I travel now. It's like that reverence for all of nature, all of God, really, all of these things that are coming together, right, for the highest good of all of us. So that's beautiful that you bring that up, right, that reverence for, because as I see you all working in this space, I just wanted to be very reverential to what you all have created.
Appreciate that.
How you all have come together, right? How you have put this together, but how beautiful it is. So my thing is always to just add that element. This brother always says, I appreciate you being authentically who you are. I appreciate you all, bringing this energy and allowing me to bless the space with that breath, and that energy.
I knew you was going to say
it. Brother Lou's authenticity, like the evolved, emotionally intelligent married man I am today was not who I was when I first met Jamel and Brother Lou.
Indeed.
I was definitely
Blessings on
my
the king.
BX.
Still a king.
I was
still
on my Bronx shit. Fuck it.
Still a king.
I was still on it.
Still a king.
Papi Picasso.
Yeah, I was heavy on the word, heavy on the Picasso. You know what I'm saying?
Picasso.
And that being said, like I told y'all before, my first time going to Ndugu, I was like this. Let me see what they talking about. And I remember giving them my contact information and joining the WhatsApp group or whatever. And I remember Brother Luke calling me one day. I was like, hello? Hey, Brother Mario. I'm like, who this? He's like, it's Brother Lou.
The neighborhood guru.
Right.
You good? He's like, yeah, I'm just calling to check on you. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'll holler at you later. Then next week he called me again, like, yo, you good?
Let's run it back.
Yeah, I'm all right, bro. Like,
what you want?
Get at me later.
Run it back.
Like,
Run it back.
Why keep like? Am I supposed to like? Do I owe him money? I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then this happens every week consistently for a minimum of 2 to 3 months. And then one day, I wasn't doing good. What's up, bro? You doing good? I was like, fuck around, no. I'm not.
That.
And we just chopped it up for
we did.
a half hour, 45 minutes.
Indeed.
He's pouring into me, just listening. I'm getting it out. And I hung up the phone and I said, yo, thank God for Brother Lou. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knew I needed a Brother Lou? I wish all of y'all could have a Brother Lou, but he's ours. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Indeed.
we're sharing with him right now.
Yeah.
And to Chris's point, like you're authentic, brother. Even before you led the breathing session, you were saging the area.
Yeah.
You were praying over the space, praying over our enterprise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And bro, like, not only is that important, it's received, and I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
I want you to talk a little bit about Just Breathe.
Yeah.
And your momentum, your company, your movement.
Yeah, it is a movement. I like to think of Just Breathe Universe as a movement. You know, when we think about the universal languages of the world, you think about mathematics, you think about music, right? Mm-hmm. But the breath is actually, you know, a universal language too, right? Some people believe that the breath is actually the word for God itself, right? As you breathe, you take that inhale. Let's do it together. Now exhale that out. That might be the very word of God, right? It's the spirit.
It's life.
Right? The mind and the body is connected through that breath. So when I got that chance to really go to Bali and tap in, man, I was like, man, well, how can I bring some medicine back for my community? Even making those calls to brothers like you all during Ndugu days, it became very apparent to me, man, that we needed some medicine in our community. We needed to find a way to make breath work a cool thing too. I said the kids this could be the new cool too. Yoga, breathing, meditate, we can make that a vibe too. So I literally, man, started thinking about ways in which we could introduce breathing into the community. And that's how Just Breathe really came up for me, man. Really, everything centering around breath work. I do coaching, I do, you know, breath work, but really I would say, man, it's really wellness served differently.
That's good.
Yeah, wellness served differently.
Yes.
Because what I was finding when I first started getting into yoga and meditation were these sterile spaces that didn't feel real comfortable for me, right? Remember now, we coming out of the George Floyd and those particular times where brothers was like, I can't breathe. Imagine going inside of a yoga space, even in Bali now, outside this country where we don't have the same dynamics, and I'm still like, I can't breathe in this space either. Right? So how can I bring this back to my community? How can I serve the medicine that's been given to me through these trees, through Mother Nature, through these experiences? So it was like Just Breathe started really being channeled in through me, right? Through the God body, right? Flowing in, and I said, well, let me see how I could bring these skills back to community. And initially, for me, man, it just started like a ministry, you know? We know ministry work. Just pull up, you know, anybody invites you through. Your cousin might have a slip and slide party, shit. Just breathe, come through, right? And that's how it started at home in community and fellowship. I started spreading that medicine. I started spreading the message of breathing and how this could be cool too, how we could lower our blood pressure, how we could reduce that you know, these conditions in our community that have been keeping us. And I'm like, man, the breath is medicine. How can I serve this medicine? I've been given so much life through my own, so how can I serve it? So that's really how it started, man. And
It's good, bro.
yeah, and now I'm just, how can I serve this medicine?
I tell you,
I'm the medicine man now.
It's been
right?
revolutionary with inside of the Ndugu space to see 50 men breathing intentionally, all at the same rhythm.
Indeed.
You know, there's been times I've opened up my eyes, right, because I'm trying to content, right?
Yeah.
But I'm walking by, you know, a man that's 80 years old next to someone who's 25, next to someone who's 27.
Absolutely.
And we're all, for those 6 minutes, we are literally all one. Like it's magical.
Like he said,
Yeah.
it's God. It's God's breath. It's God's
what it
word,
is.
God's word.
Yeah.
We are channeled in on the same frequency at the same time, being one deity.
It's really the essence of why you're here.
It's
Without
the
breath in
essence.
your body.
Say that again, brother.
It's the essence of why you're
It's
here.
the essence of why we here.
If you had breath, you would not be here
We ain't
in
here.
this moment right now.
That's right.
I remember I tried to, you know, before Brother Lou moved back to Atlanta, I was the.
Nah, you
don't be laughing now, because
I told him the other day. I said,
right.
"Yo, I thought I got so used to Jamel doing it when Brother Luke came back. I was like, I don't know if it's going to hit the same." And then afterwards, I was like, "Yo, Nah, that was
Jamel,
like,
fall back.
you're doing a good job with what you're doing right now. You know. All right, so Bloom, we on to the next segment.
Yes, sir.
And it's Brother with Feelings.
Brother with feelings.
And if you look right here,
Y'all got some cards?
yeah, honestly, I could throw them all in.
Okay.
I'm not going to. I could throw them all in though, because I feel like
Yeah.
in some capacity we were all in our
Yeah.
natural bag.
I love it.
But when I saw you talking about Bali, Jamel,
I'm gonna throw myself in. I don't even gotta.
I would throw myself in.
yeah, I think you deserve it.
Indeed.
I think you should be proud of it.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna give Brother Lou one of these anyway, just because.
Oh, man.
You
Look at
know.
that.
But pass me one. I haven't.
He deserves. I got to get you another one. I don't know how many I made today, but
You got enough
I
for-
got them over
Say
there.
less.
Okay. Bless
You
him.
know, well deserved.
Right
well
above
deserved.
the-
Well
Undo.
deserved indeed, King. And I like the name too, Brothers with Feelings. You know, I'm rocking the therapy is Bay. You know what I'm saying? Men have
Yes,
feelings
sir.
too.
That's good, man.
Last time I was in this space, I was in the men have feelings too. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
And I really dig that, man. I like how y'all got that going. Emotional intelligence. It's beautiful to be in a room where you got some brothers with that emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Pouring into each other like this. So
You know, I
blessings
say it
on
like
King.
this: there's enough
Yeah.
spaces for the YNs. Oh, thank you. There's enough space. Here you go, my brother.
Thank you, King.
There's
I
enough
appreciate
spaces
that.
for the YNs. They got
Man.
that. This is ours. A lot of the brothers that we're going to be servicing should be able to see themselves in us.
Indeed.
But since you're the brother with feelings today,
Yes, sir.
would you like to speak to Brother Lou?
Please.
Nah,
Or
brother
just
Lou,
about
you know,
nature?
I want to speak kind of in general about I think what I was going through as Brother Lou was talking. You know, as he was sharing about Bali, it felt like I was right back in that space, and I started thinking about all the things I was going through in that age of 39, kind of feeling like I was alone, right? My brother Lou had left, went out the country. We would talk periodically, but I really felt alone. And so my wife sending me out there and me reconnecting with this brother, I realized that everything that's happened since then has been a result of that trip, right? I remember coming back, I remember being on a plane,
Blessings, King.
coming back to the States like, man, these surface conversations that I'm having with my brother, like they no longer serve me. And so from here on out, when a brother asks me how I'm doing, I'm gonna be very honest and transparent. And every brother I spoke to and I was being very honest, everyone said the same, damn, Jamal, I'm going through this, that. That was the genesis of Undugu. And so when I look at Brother Kurt, Chris, Mario, all of this is a result of that trip and all those conversations that we had and Lou giving me permission to be my most authentic, vulnerable self, and how realizing me staying true to who I am, we now have over 200 plus men who meet every other week and talk about everything from insecurity to vulnerability, all these conversations and these topics that black men have been conditioned not to talk about, which has stifled our humanness. I don't even know if that's a word, but
It is today, King.
say less. Was really a result of hours and hours and hours of conversation with this brother. And so I look at even ISO Bloom, like all these things are kind of as a byproduct of
Butterfly effect.
the butterfly effect. And so
And you went from not having, you feeling like you had one friend to now having 200 plus brothers
Man, bro.
brothers.
that are willing.
bro.
And
And so that moment, you know, earlier in this segment, I was just full, man.
Full indeed.
Yeah.
gratitude.
Gratitude, King.
Yeah.
It's good, man.
know that.
Happy. Yeah.
Let that out now.
Yeah.
Let it flow.
Nah, you're
Once I heard the voice crack,
You already know. Yeah.
nah, but this is
That's a true. Yeah.
this is full. I'm full because there's
True
men
expression.
who have checked all the boxes, right? That society has told us to check, and I know they're still feeling a sense of void, right? And so I stand with so much gratitude that I have found my tribe.
Gratitude,
like
King.
my brothers, I have found y'all.
Gratitude, man.
And it's just a beautiful thing. It's beautiful for me to feel this way.
Yes, indeed.
Because I remember moments when I did not have this.
Yes, indeed.
It's good, man.
Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yo, you can't feel like, let me explain something. Yesterday, I went to a prayer breakfast for Chanel's grandmother.
Blessings on grandmama.
And while there, I haven't been to church in a little minute, couple months. And at the first prayer, I closed my eyes. And I remember last year being in church, like the last time I've been in church, praying for deliverance, for forgiveness, it was a prayer based on worry. And I don't know if Chris knows this, but we had like a mini Undugu session one time at the gathering spot together. And he told us a story, and he made reference to gratitude being hit like a religion for him. And I don't know if I've ever communicated how much that one meant to me, because I've kept that shit in my pocket since then. And yesterday's prayer with my son going to college this year,
Blessings.
you know, being able to plan the work and work the plan to get out of debt and start living in abundance, and having my wife thrive in hers, and her having the foresight to tell me, I need you to do your thing, how you do it.
Yeah. Blessings on the
And
queen.
it just started coming down, because and I didn't wipe them. I was just like, yo, chill. Like, I'm full. I'm happy. Like, these are tears of joy. And for you to get that?
Yeah.
And even if I can I share a little bit more? She ain't give me a yes or no, so I'm gonna take that as a yes. There was a lady that was preaching, prophesizing, and she was speaking in tongues and things of that nature. You know, growing up Catholic, I'm not used to that. Being a New Yorker, we look at that and make fun or shun it, whatever. I left all preconceived notions at the door. My ego was outside. And when this lady started going, she's walking around and she looks at me and she points at me and she goes, you're important. You're a leader. Use your words. The devil's going to come for you. You're about to take a walk in which a lot of people are going to attack you. Stay the course. And she had me take off my shoes and she washed my feet.
Blessings.
That is the highest honor you could give somebody.
Absolutely, King.
And all I kept thinking about in that moment was what we're doing right here. What being vulnerable and removing your armor and proud of being a brother with feelings looks like. So do I know that at some juncture there are people, the YNs, the whoever else is gonna be like, oh, I never wanted. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Right.
Because I'm sitting in gratitude and truth. And it's ours to share.
That's good.
And I really believe that you can't be your most authentic self without someone feeling that. It's a feeling that just can't be it can't be faked. Right? And so I think it's up to each and every one of us, and the people that are listening and watching.
Absolutely.
For us to be our most authentic self was one of the conversations we had, but just being authentic and giving yourself permission to be authentic and seeing what you attract by being your most honest version of yourself. It's really a beautiful thing, man. And I'm honored to space with you brothers, man.
Gratitude.
Same. I think I could attest that we all feel the same way.
Yeah.
And can I just add this piece, man? You talked about washing the feet. That was one of the last things that Jesus did for the disciples. He washed their feet. When he got to Peter's feet, Peter said, no, not mine. He said, well, if I don't wash your feet, then, he gave him the little thing. And he said, well, wash my head and my feet now. Okay. Like, give me both of them. You know what I mean? Because that was a very significant thing. So you were getting something in that moment, right? With the water and the washing that was very significant. All right. And don't take it lightly when the Spirit does that for you, right? That's a very beautiful thing, right? And that prophecy means a lot of things too, bro. If we listen closely, Kings, we can hear the prophecy even in the trees. That's why I say get out to nature, tap in, right? And then these things won't be so spooky and scary to us when they start happening, right? When they start manifesting in the physical. I'm so proud of you all, man. I'm proud of that. And that song that came to mind for me was The Joy Inside My Tears by Stevie Wonder. You know that song, right?
Yes.
Joy Inside My Tears.
That's going on as soon as we get in the car.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Joy Inside My Tears.
One of my favorite
One of the
songs,
favorites,
one of my
right? He did it. I think he did it in that concert.
Yeah, the concert.
Yeah, he was in the Purple Flow, by the way. Y'all saw him in the Purple Flow, right?
We was all at the concert at the same
We was all
time.
together. We was all sharing that experience together. Yeah, beautiful.
Well, all right, so Bloom, I want to thank you, Brother Lou.
Thank you,
We're going
brother.
to end with our esteemed brother, Dr. Kurt, pouring into us and giving us just the jewels of his perspective.
All right, so you trying to kick knowledge?
I think I got a nugget or two, man. I just I want to thank you, Brother Lou. Man.
Thank you,
bring so much. You know,
Thank you, brother.
My closing words won't do it justice. I'm
Yes,
at
sir.
a point in my journey that I could receive you at a very high level with just who you are, and I knew that when the
Appreciate
very
you.
first time we met, in addition to your commitment to breath work and breath life. So thank you for that.
Thank
I
you.
want to close with just giving all of us permission to be childlike. And that will require you to hang out in nature.
I share.
Right?
Yeah.
As this adulting can become so overwhelming that all of us, at some point or another, we sort of miss the distinction between being childish and childlike.
Wow.
Hey,
Right?
Hey.
Speak to that.
And so there's a difference.
And that's
right?
why
There's-
Big difference.
Drugs kicking knowledge.
return to nature, and one of the best ways to do it is to put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
If you don't schedule it, you'll be forced to show up at the next interview talking about it in theory.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking about it on big trips.
Right,
Nope.
right,
I need you to do it this week.
Right here.
You live right here, right now, even in your own backyard. You blessed to have a backyard with grass. I'm gonna need you to use it.
Indeed.
That's part of the gratitude.
That's right.
So schedule that. But the last thing I want to do is to acknowledge you, Brother Lou, in the work you do. I don't know, and I want to share this with the viewers, your ability to sit in that posture for an hour is heavy predicated on your No, listen to this. No, listen to this. On your breath work.
Yeah, indeed. It's all
Your
breath.
muscles, the
Yeah.
oxygenated blood, the organs, the tissue, the tendons. That's childlike.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
That's childlike. See, we've been adulting so long, we like this. The rest of us like this. Right?
I ain't going to
You
tell
see
you
the
how
difference?
many- you see me shift every 5
You
seconds.
follow me? That's adulting. Look, he ain't moved.
This is like my childlike pose right here. Like
So we
one
thought.
leg up.
That's
That's all I
adulting.
got.
That's what
That's all I got
colonizers did. That's where we're from an indigenous African childlike perspective.
Indeed.
That is
Crisscross
our natural-
applesauce.
That's our natural ability.
Yeah.
We commune in circles with sages just like this. We wasn't sitting in no chairs like, what you doing, leaning back in
Indeed.
leather?
Indeed.
So I just wanted to
disrespect
close
the
with
leather,
you
brother.
live
Blessings,
it,
King.
you display it every time.
I appreciate
you embody
that,
it, but
King.
you more so share it.
I appreciate that, King.
appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you,
Yes,
too,
sir.
King. Thank you all so much, man. That's why I show up with my yoga mat. I never know, bro. Before y'all was doing the work, and I was outside doing yoga flow, man. Just getting it warmed up, man. Yeah.
Brother Lou,
Yeah.
you are the embodiment of a man that is blooming.
Thank you, brother.
Sincerely,
Man.
thank you, sir.
I received that, King. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, brother.
Clap it up for Brother Lou one time.
Thank you.
Good brother.
Luke.
And to all the beautiful people at home, just breathe.
Just breathe,
Take a deep
indeed.
breath. And yo,
Indeed.
no matter where you at in life, you always room to grow. All right, so bloom.
Peace.
Damn, y'all got me full today, y'all.
Oh, man. Look at that.